To have a front screen and 2 doors is an advantage, and those 20 seconds could save a life.
Oh, is the feed loaded?
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Oh, your text.
Food rains. It's about feed.
Good morning, everyone. If you have not already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell. Videos every Tuesday, Friday, and the odd occasion, and especially during lockdown. We do the Sunday video. Today is Sunday. Well, let's say it's not, it's Friday. But me and Dad have
Father and I.
I wanted to do Sunday videos whilst lockdown's doing. It is taking quite a lot of toll, but we're going to do it. It's our last week of technical lockdown. We're in tier 3. Amazing. I'm going to address a couple of things that have happened this week. It's been a busy week. You would have seen from my social medias. I did a TikTok. You know what TikTok is, Dad? No idea. A little bit of farm safety. A little bit of farm safety this week. The first thing that went on this week was straw chopping, weren't we?
Use the new straw chopper.
Use the new straw chopper. Really, we're liking it at the moment. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems to be doing a good job. I think the best thing about the straw chopper is because of its ease of use, little and often. Little and often, to get the best out of the straw, the best out of the machine, set the place up. When you go to scrape out, bed up, little and often, rather than think I can put loads of straw in, walk away and it's going to last half the week. No, to get the use out of the straw and the machine, little and often.
We found like little bits. You've used it more than anything, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a good old man's job, I think, and it gets me out of the way. You don't need a helper, you don't need someone to open gates while you're putting a big bale in. The cattle can be shut in, safe. This is what we're going to talk about today. Safety. It's a good way of bedding cattle up without getting involved with the cattle. Shaking straw out, especially with some of those big beef cattle we have now that they want to start getting a bit boisterous and a bit playful. I only need to knock myself over, which might take
Your knees aren't the best in the world.
I'm not the most flexible, not the quickest on my legs anymore. But if it knocks me over, fair enough, I'm a big heap on the floor. But if it knocks someone like poor Heidi over, who's not very heavy, 5 foot nothing, 7 stone wet through, and sends her flying, we have an issue. Safety so has risen its head this week on more than one occasion.
And like we thought, what for the Sunday video, I was gutted we got the tractor stuck, which I'm going to talk about later. We didn't have the GoPro with us. I've done a little bit on my phone, which I didn't say on social media. We have a little bit on my phone, so we're going to show that as well. And what we're going to do is I'm going to play it. We're going to talk about the safety of what happened in this video.
On the tractor video.
The first one is going to be the chopper video. YouTube, Tom Pemberton. There he is. Okay, right, so the straw chopper video, great thumbnail. We loved the thumbnail.
After some debate, by the way.
Yeah, no, it took us some...
Yeah, somebody was concerned.
I always have a bit of a stress to start with.
Health and safety, you need to put that one on there, and then
Oh wow.
It won't work one-handed.
Go on, let you do it, Jin. Has this not got too many buttons here? Too mechanical.
We like...
So that was about the McHale machine, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's good. Picked up on one problem with that already.
What? Go on.
Right, it's fantastic. You can lift and do that, but you have a tendency when you're pushing it to put your head in and have a look at the same time. And if when you put your head in, if your head gets trapped, it's so powerful. Have you enough time to stop it? Or do you press it the wrong way? It is something I've looked and thinking, I'm lifting at the same time. I'm putting my head in as it's pushing forward. And it won't stop, it'll just keep going, and it would act like a guillotine.
It would hit your head first though, wouldn't it?
But if it hit your head, you ain't going to stop that machine. You know what I mean? It is, the hydraulics are such, with the tractor and the power, the leverage is such, you can't, if your head's there, the only way you get out is going up, where you can't grow it fast enough. So it is, that to me is not a fault, it's stupidity. You've got to think, hell, that could be an issue. Don't do it.
This is the stupid thing.
Yeah.
This is the big stupid thing of the straw blower, which I did.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about this until I saw the comments and people were like, Tom, why did you do this? I'll show you what we did. Go. This is what we've done. I had the wall to my right.
Yeah. Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Bang. So I went through the straw. Even then, I just thought, oh, I just got hit by the straw.
Yeah.
After some of your comments, I really do appreciate it. So if there's any young farmer, any farmers, or anyone who does work like this, I completely agree with what you're saying. If there was a stone in there, if a blade came off, yes, it was brand new. If a blade came off, stone in there, anything like that. If that hit me, that could have caused some serious damage. Injury, fatality, easily. You know, it was something on my part. I didn't even think at the time. So that is a definite learning curve. Anyone else using straw blowers, do not go in front of them.
Do not go in the building. We're too precious, we're too thin, the skin's too thin. It's not like a big cow's leather coat. A stone in the eye, a stone on the head. Very, very dangerous. You know, the straw was clean, but if you've tedded your straw once or twice, which we had to this year again, and you picked up bits of soil and just hard lumps of clayey soil, when it's throwing out at the pace that comes out of, they're like little ball bearings, they're like little bullets. No
good at all. That is the first thing we want to talk about. We are not perfect to this farm. No. Health and safety is important. Sometimes we don't think of it every time. And yes, that is our fault. That's my fault. We do it. It's not anything to be proud of. But I'm learning, I'm never going to do that again. You know, you learn something when something mentions it, or on social media, I've seen someone else do something with PTO shafts or anything like that. So we spend a lot of thought not going near PTO shafts when the tractor's on, trying to turn the tractor off every time. Little things like that we're always trying to improve on the farm. So I watched them do it and I was like, that is a learning curve. But it was great that they spoke about it. Before we go on to the next one, the big one. Yellow Wellies Foundation is foundation about health and safety in farming. Who would fill your boots? Who would fill your welly boot? They are really good. So if you want to check them out, they have an Instagram, Twitter, and I think Instagram and Twitter. So check them out. I'll put it in the description below. Really good charity, great for mental health, great for farm safety, which is not the best on any farm, but we're trying to improve it. Hopefully by this video, someone could watch what I did and learn and don't do the stupid mistake.
On defence of that situation, the only thing we did have is we weren't on our own, just the two of us. There were other people there if anything did go wrong. We weren't aware of how the straw chopper could possibly cause this sort of a problem.
Yeah, I just didn't think. I've never used anything like it.
No, we just thought nice fluffy straw will come out. Only fluffy straw is fluffy, but the stones and the big lumps of soil are still the stones and lumps of soil. And it threw it at pace. And another form of defence is because it was new to us and we weren't aware of it. We never really considered those safety options at all. And however, one thing we ought to consider, and most important in our industry, in our business, many a time you're on your own.
Yeah.
If we'd have, say, someone had just come along and you were in there, and someone had blown straw in, not knowing that you were there, and unfortunately may have knocked you out, and you were in a pen full of big animals, you could have been left there for a long time before someone had seen you. Fortunately, we were having more than one of us there. We work a lot on our own, and because we work on our own, we generally don't look at the health and safety side as strong as we should. We'll just get this done. Just nip up that ladder and sort that gutter out. Just a ladder could fall, slip, particularly on concrete with sad cow muck on. You've got to think of the whole picture.
No wedding ring.
No wedding ring. No jewellery. Don't do jewellery or anything like that. Don't do a watch. So your arms, yes, it may hurt you, it may catch your hand, but it hasn't got anything to snag on at the same time. And that is so important. It's the little things like that could save you being dragged into a machine. Boiler suits, as soon as they become ragged or torn at the edges, get rid of them. Don't have a loose sleeve.
No.
Simple things like that, even with a new machine.
And again, there's people who are going to wear watches, and people are going to wear wedding rings. That's completely their things. We don't do it just because it's. I've once seen the rugby league player kept his wedding ring on once. The boot snap. You wouldn't do it, would you?
No, A, they get dirty, and B, and it's not a fashion parade, our job. You've got to think, the smoother it is, the less chance it's going to get caught and snagged. And if it catches a wedding ring or catches a watch or your shirt sleeve, and shirt sleeves have dragged many a man into a PTO shaft, by the way, over the years, or a boiler suit or a loose flapping jacket or anything like that, you don't feel that. You don't feel the chain that's wrapping around rather than being tied. Catch it, you've gone. If you feel it on your arm, you're pulling it away. You get an instant warning. You get a little bit more chance, only a little bit more chance of saving a serious accident. Sorry about that, but I'm very conscious of trying to protect myself before we go into these stupid situations, and we all do.
Again, with that, we're definitely not perfect. Please do not.
No.
So, we will do things wrong. It will happen, but we're trying to get better every day. So next video this is the one that was quite good. Tom got stuck. I was showing a mate, we're gonna go tanking. We've had a couple of dry days, saw someone else going, I was like, we're gonna go. Went tanking up the 20 acre, right in the corner is a wet patch, but I was thinking about the other big wet patch. I was like, yeah, just avoid that, don't go there. This is dry, bang. And then this happened. I tried to get out, going forward and backwards. So we had to ring Dad. Dad came to pull us out. And then there was 2 issues we had with pulling this tanker tractor out, would you say?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Ways we could improve. So what we've got here, we used an old chain to get her out. So I'll just show you the video. Pulling, both spinning at the same time. Bang. So what were the 2 issues there, Father?
We're pulling with an old chain that unfortunately had a loop tied back on itself. I think when it pulled against the drawbar pin that was in the front of the case, it basically bent the chain and snapped it like that, because it wasn't a proper loop.
Yeah, I know what you're
it
saying,
wasn't a proper eye. It was an old chain that was actually made into an eye, and obviously it's got weaker and weaker. So the chain actually got one link that was bent round a pin, and because it was bent like that, rather than pulling against it, it just snapped it. So that's what I think caused the snap. So it was basically using something that wasn't fit for purpose. It was all right pulling thousands of things we've used on that chain. We got it out in the end. It did the job in the end, but we could have just turned it a link so it was pulling on 2 links properly, the links, rather than bending around one link.
When you thought, but you wouldn't really think about that when you were pulling. When you got the chain, you're like, oh, this chain will pull it.
When it snapped, if you look, the case and the tanker was stopped, and I actually tried to set off with a bit of a jerk to just hopefully pull it, give it that snatch, as they say, to get it off. But you weren't even going forward.
I didn't know you. I was just thinking I'd be digging.
So you stopped going, and I was going to give it that snatch, which was doing it, and all of a sudden that snatch plus the chain, not with an eye or a proper loop or a proper hook on it, pulled, bang.
The chain breaks. The big thing that was dangerous, obviously, with the back windows open, so that it's a scary moment.
A broken chain is bad enough. A broken back window is pretty disastrous, but a chain in the back of the head, absolute terrible.
It's just a learning curve for us. And I thought it was important today, and you thought as well. You know, the way we had the chain, the way we towed that, the way we had the window open. You know, little things that we've done this week. And I thought we've done a few things this week. We need to tell people, or just kind of make it aware.
The mistakes.
You know.
The trouble is, we were trying to pull not only the case, the slurry tanker that was over half full, and all that dead weight out of that mud. The hurleyman just dug in and pulled. Don't get me wrong.
Got tyres on it, innit?
Tyres, it went for it, baby. And she wasn't stopping. She was digging in, and all of a sudden, with that snap, it just couldn't pull 14, 16 ton from a dead weight. Yeah. And that's where it went wrong. If it had been rolling as well, we could have possibly snapped it and got it out. Short of it is, we shortened the chain again, we turned it back on itself, and we put another bolt in, rightfully or wrongly, because that's the only chain we had at the time. But as I said, this time, we'll go together. And when we went together, did it pull out?
We just had a bit more of communication. That's a big thing as well. Communication between the 2 people of the job we're going to do. Have a just chat, because normally he's like, right, okay, we'll pull it out. It's normally no bother. When it gets quite dug in like that, yes, I hold my hands up, shouldn't have gone for the wet punch, could have someone else. When you chat together, you talk about what you're going to do and then go forward.
We pulled once and there was no issue with the chain. It was the snap pull that broke the chain, and that's what you've got to be aware of. The back window open was a mistake in case something gone wrong, which it did do. So back window shut. It might not have saved the window, but it would have slowed the impact down of anything possibly flying through the window. Another thing I can say, I deliberately did wrong. If you look at the tractor carefully, we put the hook that's a good hook on the chain that's been on since it was built, on the top link hitch point, which we shouldn't do. And I said this to Thomas, we shouldn't do this. However, I'm telling you, I'm well aware of the effect, and at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, I'll stop straight away. Because when you're above the central axle point of a tractor, if that can still pull and get grip as against the whatever you're pulling, whether it be a tree stump, slurry tanker, or the super tanker.
See on YouTube, don't you?
Yeah, anything. You just pull the front end of the tractor up because it's going shorter. The tractor wheels are going over backwards.
What I was trying to do there, you were lifting it from a high point to just try and lift the front end up over the ridge I'd got in myself into.
Yeah, so when it pulled, it was trying to just pull the front end of the tractor up a bit.
So it just got on top of the ground.
On top of the ground again rather than dug in, and also it gave chance for my tractor to put a bit more weight on the back end to give it extra grip rather than just have the total weight of the tractor. It was like a 3-point linkage weight transfer draft control, but wasn't a draft control. It was to put extra weight, so it gave me more pull just to get him out. Mistake. We broke the chain. Fortunately, no damage was done, but it's something that I was well aware of, and I did tell you.
Yeah.
And it's something you should never do. Never hitch above the central line of your back axle on your vehicle, and that is the only safe way to pull stuff out.
I know it's a Sunday video, we like to do things different. When lockdown comes out, I'm probably going to do a couple more vlogs. You seem to enjoy that, but because we did a few things wrong this week, I thought we'd mention it. A, just to kind of say that we're learning, and B, the big one is, so any young farmers who watch this, they can go, don't stand in front of a straw chopper. If you get stuck, make sure the chain's on. Make sure the back window's closed. If you're pulling out, and have a bit of communication between the two people. Yeah. You know, this is things that we are going to learn on, and we've made this mistake, so we're going to go forward. We have our back window open quite often because when we've got kit at the back, we like to listen to what's going wrong with it, if that makes sense. We don't like to put the radio on and go forward. And I do realise that sometimes it's probably not right, it is right, it's one of those grey areas really. We like to know what's happening to the kit. If the kit's going wrong and you can't hear it, it's a bit useless. But obviously you want to protect ourselves as best as we can as well. So we're learning as we get on.
Well, that's me, it's been an old-fashioned mistake really. I've spent too much time on open tractors. To have a front screen and 2 doors is an advantage. A window at the back, I mean, you know, it's another safety feature when you're doing something of that nature. Shut the window and then be careful, and it will just give you that added extra protection in case something went wrong. And
also be careful with PTO shafts, as we were talking about. And yellow wellies, go check them out if you're ever struggling with anything farming related, mental health related, farm safety related. Go speak to them. They're ace. They're amazing. Go check them out.
And just to finish off, as always, with my few statements, never rush into anything when it's unusual. Never rush into a new job or a new thing if you're not used to it or understand the problems. Just stand back for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Right, let's just have a look at this. What is the dangers here? What could go wrong? And those 20 seconds could save a life.
And the other thing is ask a stupid question, which Heidi does all the time because we tell her to always ask. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. A kind of serious finished video with me and the Ginge. Oh, we got 1 suckler cow and the 2 young stock. We got them out of the field today. This is a picture of its ass. It looks really good. Hope you're having a great day. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.